Preparing live stream.
Woo!
Hey, hey, hey. So I am live and so happy to be live with my friends, my brother, my sister, Cian Kenshin, and Stephanie J. Hi guys, you look
What up, guys?
fantastic in a gorgeous setting.
We just arrived to Oaxaca,
So,
Mexico this morning.
Literally like 5 hours ago. So we're enjoying soaking up the sun.
you guys look like you're soaking it up in the proper ways. So that's fantastic. First of all, I want to say thanks for taking time and coordinating all the things for being able to speak about what I think is a super important topic. And one of the reasons why it's important to me, we're going to talk about a program that you guys are launching for the first time, and it's the Conscious Business Accelerator. And for me, after having quit my job and been doing the entrepreneurial thing for almost 3 years now, I have taken a lot of training. I've taken a lot of programs like the big names, Amy Porterfield, Stu's program with the memberships, growth tools, Brian Harrison, like the big programs, spent thousands of dollars. And when we connected on what you guys are launching and specifically why you guys are launching it, I think it's such a unique blend and a needed blend of what the business community needs. So I'm going to just ask you guys to maybe describe this thing, this container called the Conscious Business Accelerator. What is that and why did you create it?
I think a lot of it starts with the name, right? Like Steph and I have both been in corporate, and we've both been in the spiritual arena for quite a few years now. And one thing that we noticed in both communities is this lack of integration. It's almost like oil and water, you know, that that the business people, they're well off, doing really well, you know, monetarily, but never really seem to get into the spiritual end of things. And then the spiritual community on the other side of things is, you know, very spiritually diverse and really, you know, in flow and in tune with everything. But also it seems like a lot of them are just broke. And so we saw this problem, and we saw these two different groups of our friends, and we're like, man, like there's so much that these folks can learn from each other, and you know that Steph and I have learned from both groups in our careers.
And it was really highlighted for us when we were in Tulum. So we just spent 6 months in Tulum, which we anticipated to be really like the digital nomad mecca, which it was in a lot of ways. But it was so interesting to see so many people with amazing, like I get shivers just thinking about some of the ideas, some of the conscious, like humanity of evolution based ideas that are all percolating in Tulum. They're incredible sustainability movements, eco movements, awakening movements, consciousness movements. Like there's so many amazing ideas to help this planet evolve and to help us as a species evolve on a consciousness level. And because there's this lack of integration, there's this lack of business understanding, they just aren't getting the traction that they deserve. And so what we're seeing is that all of these like old school kind of old paradigmy businesses that are doing things the old way are blasting into the stratosphere, and they're actually continuing a lot of the evolution of some of the problems that we see in the planet today, where we have this new breed of entrepreneur that wants to do things differently, but they're just not getting the traction. And the main reason they're not getting it is either a lack of knowledge, or as you mentioned, they're investing in programs such as Business by Design or Eben Pagan, or like all of these big names that are teaching new paradigm leaders how to operate in an old paradigm mindset, and it doesn't work for them, so it falls flat.
And they're trying to operate out of a box that's been sold to them. Here's my method. Implement these easy 7 steps, and you know you're going to make millions.
And it doesn't work. And they're like, "Where's my millions? I've done this 14 times. I should be a millionaire by now." And they're still scraping the bottom of the barrel. And it's so important to us as far as helping this community and helping this world evolve and helping consciousness evolve, to help people get the traction that they need and help them move forward. We've created wonderful, amazing success in our businesses, and we started realizing like we're actually a rarity. We didn't think we were, but it turns out we are. So we figured it's time we start sharing what we've been doing and how.
Yeah, totally. Thank you for sharing that. When I think of, as someone that's gone through these programs and like literally, like it's not hundreds of hours, probably thousands of hours, and the strain that can happen on the psyche of and the confidence, and like I've gone through some of the biggest growth in my life in trying to get, you know, certain ideas and launches off the ground. I really resonated with the human design elements that you guys incorporate into this program. And I'd love you to just maybe talk a little bit about the human design elements and why is that so important when it comes to combining this, like being true to your business and doing it right with good business sense. Why does human design matter in that calculation?
Oh, such a good question. We actually have a whole week. It's our second week in the program that we're focused on human design and really personal energy management. Human design is a piece of that. It's not exclusively it, but we'll focus on that. The analogy that I like to use with human design is that when our souls came here, we picked a car that we wanted to drive. We picked the body that is our car that we wanted to work with. And whether you ended up in a Lamborghini or a Porsche or a Mercedes Benz changes how you have to drive that vehicle. Maybe you have to put diesel in it. Maybe you have to put regular gas in it. Maybe it's an electric car that needs to be charged up way more frequently than usual. Maybe you have a car that is stick shift and it's got 5 gears or 6 gears or automatic or Triptronic, right? There's all these extra features. And all of us have basically incarnated on this planet and been told, you're all driving this type of car this way. And it's burning out a lot of people. Not a lot of people can handle driving the car in that way.
Because it's driving with the e-brake on for most of them.
Exactly. You're not honoring, like if you're driving a Lamborghini and you're putting diesel gas in it when it's meant to have premium regular fuel, you're not really going to get anywhere very quickly. And human design is very, very in alignment with that. Human design is helping you understand your own genetic blueprint, your own energetic blueprint. How do you get energy? Where does your energy come from? Where are your weak points? Like Cian and I have both learned that we, for example, have an open root center. So in business, that means that, and this actually manifested in this launch, we need to give ourselves permission to change our launch day so that we can feel safe, because the root is all about safety. And in this launch, we actually moved part of one of our free containers. We had to move the dates. That is actually in our design to do that. Now, if we were doing things by the old book, we would have said no matter what.
Resistance.
Yeah. And it would have been a bad energetic experience for us. We wouldn't have shown up in our best opportunity for others. And therefore our audience, they wouldn't have received the best of us either.
I like what you say the most, like just going back to the car analogy, is like human design is kind of like the operator's manual for this vehicle that you've chosen.
Yeah.
Right. So like your manual is going to be different from my manual, from her manual, and human design like really tunes you into, well, you know, do I like to work best in the mornings or the afternoons? Do I like to just work 3 days a week, but 12 hours a day and then nothing after that? You know, it shows you what charges you up, and most importantly, how you show up when you're out of alignment.
Yes. Super, super important to learn that if you're not in alignment, this is the energy that you're going to feel. For us, it's both frustration. So the second, if I'm like irritated, I just like throw my hands on the table. I'm like so frustrated right now. And then we both know that's, oh, okay, something in our business or in our personal lives or whatever, because really it's all energy regardless, is out of alignment. And we know to kind of dial it back. And it goes deep into energy profiles, how even to make decisions. There's so many entrepreneurs that we meet that they're like, I have so many, once things start to kind of move, they've got collaboration opportunities. They've got all these, like how many of us have a whole wall full of ideas, Post-it notes, just like plastered with different ideas of things that we want to launch. How do you choose which one to go with first? How do you pick the one that's in alignment? And human design teaches you how to do that from a soul place instead of from an ego place, so that you're working with both the energy and the logistical side of things.
And even from a business perspective, how do I choose what tasks do I outsource?
Yeah.
Right? Like, what do I actually like doing and what do I just don't have time for?
Yeah.
But still needs to get done. Yeah.
Right. So if I kind of two sides to this question. If I am let's say I classify myself as a business person. You know, I'm a business person. If I'm a business person and the energy side is kind of, you know, it's a little scary to me, or I'm like, I'm not sure what that side's all about. Is this program okay for me, or should I maybe not, should I, you know, stay away from it? What would you say to that person?
I would say that learning how to work with my energies, I actually learned about human design. We'll stay on that example. I learned about it while I was still in corporate for another year. Understanding my energy profile is what got me from 70K to 105K in about 3 months in my corporate business.
Yep.
So understanding your energy, even from a corporate perspective, it allowed me to be more productive. I was able to decide which tasks, why was I resisting doing certain tasks? When should I do certain tasks? What do I need to give to my team? And it gave me full permission. I think that was the biggest piece, was I, for the first time, had full permission to actually honor my energy profile instead of thinking I was wrong for wanting to start a bunch of things and then finish them later, which is what I am meant to do. I'm meant to start a bunch of stuff, fine tune it a little bit and give it to someone else. And I finally had full permission to be in that energy, which is where I was able to then shift into making 6 figures in corporate before we ended up leaving and launching our own business.
Yeah, and energy may sound a little esoteric, but that's only like a perception, right? Like if we actually ground it, is like at the end of the day you feel tired, right? That's energy. You know, in the morning you feel wide awake after a coffee, maybe. That's energy. We're all doing energy management all the time, whether we're conscious of it or not. All we're doing is giving you a framework whereby you can become more aware and conscious of your own energy systems. And like I did an MBA in finance, man, and it's all about numbers. It's all about understanding arcane systems that are very complex. This is just another way of doing it. And the fact that it hasn't been more adopted in corporate, I mean, it has been adopted in the business world, but it hasn't been in corporate yet, is astounding, because it's really transformational. And you don't have to believe in God or anything like that.
No, we don't go that way. We don't go that far.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I as someone that's experienced both of those worlds, and believe in each of them, in each of the elements, substantially, I look at energy and leading from within as one of the most resilient business strategies that you can, and team business strategies that you can absolutely form. So I think what you're doing is absolutely brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Who's the perfect person for this? Like, you need to be at a certain stage in business? Is this a launch accelerator? Is this a, like, describe who's the perfect person to fall into this program?
I think a lot of that comes right in the name and in our tagline, which is soul aligned success for spiritual entrepreneurs. So really the main thing you really want to focus on is that we want this to be somebody that's interested in a conscious business. If you're looking to just drop ship stuff from China and like launch that, like, yes, this program will work for you, but that's for sure not our ideal client.
You're better off just grinding numbers with that kind of business, right?
Yeah.
Like this is about connecting with those who are going to resonate with whatever your thing is, that thing that makes your heart sing, bringing that to the world, and then magnetizing the people who are meant to be your audience to you. And in the name, it's a business accelerator. This isn't something where you can watch the videos and then, you know, apply it down the road or whatever. This has homework every day, daily homework. We are in your stuff. We are going to push you. So it needs to be people who are honestly ready to take action, like now.
Yeah.
You know, this is not like, oh, you know, I kind of want to start a business and I might get around. No, you're like, you're putting your energy, your money where your mouth is, and it's going to push you.
Yeah, we're going to hold you through that. So whether you have the business right now or not is actually not super relevant, because this work will apply whether you're like still in corporate and you've got a side hustle and a passion that you really want to get out there, that's heart aligned, or if you're plateaued. So there's a lot of clients that we work with that have hit a certain number and they just can't get past it. And the reason they can't get past it is energy mismanagement, and a lack of authentic voice, and then a lack of structure, which is weeks 2, 3, and 4 in our program.
Right. Okay, good. Now, I just want to really distinguish, because I think, when I really believe different programs are good for different people at the right stage. And I don't think I heard two different answers there, but I really do want to drill in on it to see. One of the things you said is, hey, if like you got to be ready, like ready with an idea. So if
Yes.
I'm kind of swirling around and I kind of I want to do something, but I don't know what it is, this doesn't sound like it would be the thing for me. Is that true?
Yeah, I think that it's good for you to at least have an idea. So when I say you don't have to have the business started yet, that is accurate, but you have to have an idea of what it is. You have to feel that that burning in your soul.
Yeah. You have to be tuned into what is your thing, right?
And ready to implement it.
Like we can't show that to you. You have to have uncovered it yourself. And once you've uncovered it, then it's like, oh, how do I have to incorporate? Do I have to do this? Those are all kind of the questions that we can help with. The often feared how of execution.
Yeah. How in alignment.
Yeah.
Yes, how in alignment. Okay, good. Thank you. I know speaking on my own experience, when I left corporate, I would say I felt the call first, had some ideas, but it took me a while to sort through those ideas and to know which one to pursue. And it sounds like I probably might have had enough grounding to join at the stage I was, but I would have been better off to join like a year or two after, when I really grounded on this is the thing to answer the call. So I think that's the way I'm resonating with your answers in terms of when it would have been right for me to join.
Definitely.
Okay,
and what I will add there is it's often what we often see too is when people leave corporate, the reason they get into that, I'm not really sure, I've got these 5 ideas and I'm not really sure which one it is because they're still looking through the corporate lens, right? So they feel the call, they feel the soul pull. They're like, I know I'm meant for something more. And I went through this too. When I left corporate, I was like, for sure, it's going to be sex coaching, 100%, that's going to be the thing. And that was the beginning for me. Absolutely. And I'm glad I had to do that thread and I had to go that way. But really, actually, what it is it's energy. Sexual energy just ended up being a piece of the puzzle of what I now teach. And had I not gone through that fire, I would not have gotten to where I am today. So a lot of, I think, that kind of cloud of all these different ideas, and I don't really know which one to pick. So many people stay stuck there, and we do want to be able to help those people, because the practices in week 1 are designed to get clarity around that, so that weeks 2, 3, and 4 will hammer you through it. So if you're in that stage of I've got 3 different ideas and I don't really know which way to go, this will ground that for you. You just need to have the passion.
Yes. So it's when you're describing ready, you feel that, you viscerally feel it. You're not sure exactly what to do with it. You're maybe evaluating different options, and as a conscious business entrepreneur, this would be the type of program for you. Totally got that. Now, another unique part about your program is the actual direct coaching that is involved. When you say, we're going to be in your business, we're going to be pushing you. Again, this is a unique component. I've kind of seen it somewhat tried in some other ones. I would love to hear how you guys are going to be supporting the individuals that go through this accelerator.
Beautiful. So we actually have, and I believe so much in one-on-one connection as much as possible. So we actually have a massive team that is available to support. Every single week, there's a featured speaker that is coming in. Cian is doing one, and then we have a human design expert. We have a flow state sales, authentic sales expert coming in. So every single week, there's going to be a workshop that is around that week's specific topic. We also will then have a lecture that is going to be us teaching on our exact experience, and then daily updates that will be coming from us as well to help support and hold the container. As on top of that, there's lots of Q&A opportunities. The entire program is run live, so we don't believe in pre-recording anything. To give you guys context, the last time I ran a program like this, the reviews on it were, they've never felt so deeply held in a container. And because of that, they went way deeper and they had a way more profound transformation. On top of that, we even have support coaches. So every single person is going to have a support coach that that is handpicked by us, hand selected by us, that has gone through the work and we think really exemplifies what we're trying to teach in the CBA. And they will also have that direct one-on-one connection there. So while that will be in teaching mode and there to support, you also literally have basically a tutor that's holding you through the program, helping you with your homework, checking in if you're feeling resistance, holding you through any like hurdles or roadblocks, or even, you know, when you start to up level, it's funny how your entire world turns to chaos a little bit. And so the purpose of the support coaches is to hold you through, okay, oh my gosh, like my business is rocking, but all of a sudden I'm hitting an upper limit and now I'm fighting with my partner or whatever might be happening. We know that all that happens on the energetic level. We expect it to happen. And as a result, we have literally, there's 7 coaches total in this 4-week container that all have one-on-one access to help support people through this transition.
And the Facebook group.
And the Facebook group. Yeah, there's
So
also a Facebook
I'll
group.
be really active in the Facebook group, helping people with like business questions and things like that.
Yeah.
And then the support coaches will also elevate certain questions to the two of us if it's needed.
Yeah. And anytime we get a question more than twice, we end up going in the group and doing a live because we're like, obviously this is a collective question. So we have what is scheduled. And then I know from running a program with this type of a container previously, I ended up spending like basically living in the Facebook group and doing lives in there all the time. So you're going to get a lot of support from us.
Yeah, the Facebook group gets pretty wild.
Yes, it does.
Okay, awesome. Well, I'll end with like the quick hitters of when does it start?
We start on July 17th.
July. Okay, so it's very, very, very right around the corner. How much does it cost?
It costs $11.11.
Is there early bird pricing?
Oh yeah, there's still early bird pricing for 10%
early bird
off.
pricing, yes.
Okay, and when does the early bird pricing end?
It is extended to end on July 10th.
July 10th. Okay, fantastic. And to get more information, I will post in the comments after we're done. I will post your page, and then you also have another thing coming up. This is free. I've signed up for it. I'm looking forward to attending. Tell me about the money magic meditation and how I'll post that in the comments. But give me a little clip on what is the money magic meditation.
So good. Do you want to start with this one?
Yeah. So I was deeply into spirituality before I left corporate. But one aspect of spirituality that I hadn't quite stepped into at that moment was this idea of using spiritual, conscious, and emotional powers to change my own reality. I was in the ascetic sort of Buddhist sort of thing, and I was just like, no, just let go of everything and get enlightened. Meeting this one, we taught each other a lot of things, but what she taught me was that there's this idea of manifestation, of creating your own reality, of crafting your own world according to whatever vision you have for yourself. And as I deepened into it, I started to realize, oh, wow, spiritual technology actually is the underpinnings of manifestation.
Yeah.
And so we went and we trained under like Joe Dispenza, and we trained under some Hermetic teachers. So we learned like some magical spell principles and this sort of stuff. And we've kind of taken like Buddhism, Hermeticism, and modern like quantum theory and smashed them together and created this money magic meditation challenge just for you guys. And it's free. It's like the pinnacle of both of our teachings coming together on the magical. So not on the business side, but this is going to support your business. Our Hermetic teachers actually said the reason they teach spell work in the early sort of phases is because most people don't have a stable enough life to work on the higher spiritual practices, on enlightenment and all this stuff. And they want to teach you the tools that you need to stabilize your material realm life. Because honestly, guys, it's necessary.
Yeah.
And so we're now packaging those tools along with other teachings into a potent container, a recorded meditation that Steph and I did with binaural beats. We use neuropsychology, we use hermetics, we use Buddhism, and we use quantum theory
and subconscious programming.
Yep. To bring you into the emotion that will magnetize abundance towards you.
Mm-hmm. So really, whether the CBA is feeling in alignment for you or not, I definitely encourage you. This the Money Magic Meditation Challenge is our gift to you. It's actually the 4th challenge that we've done, and every single one of them has had incredible, like, life-altering results for the participants that have participated in it. This one is unique because we're actually ramping it up a little bit. So the pre-recorded you'll listen to the pre-recorded meditation every single day. However, on top of that, we'll be doing a live at 1:30 p.m. Central each day, where there's going to be teachings. And we have one of the support coaches from the CBA who will be coming in and teaching with us. So there'll be a live embodiment piece every single day, a meditation teaching from Cian on, okay, what is this meditation thing? Why do I think I suck at it? How do I get better at it? Because everybody hears the word meditation, I think they like run away a little bit because it terrifies them.
And the funny thing is, but then they run towards manifestation.
Yeah.
And what I found out is the skills that make you good at meditation make you good at manifestation.
Yeah, which is why they work really well. And then I'll be hopping in and doing a little teaching on manifestation every single day as well. So it's 5 days worth of like really potent teaching from 3 different coaches live with live Q&As, as well as the recording that you get every single, that you get to listen to every single day. And people that have already signed up already have access to that recording, so they can start listening to that recording right away and start working with that energy before the challenge even starts.
Right. Fantastic. Fantastic. Well, thanks so much for your time today. I really, really resonate with the level of consciousness that you're bringing. And honestly, I also just see it being so inspirational to see you guys combining your gifts and your values together in an unapologetic, right, totally resonant program that I can just tell that you're beaming about. So I think that's special, and to me, that's what we need to do in the world. So thanks a ton. I will post the links for anyone that's interested, and just continue to do what you're doing.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for having us. So much love.
So good to see you.
Okay, you guys take care.